Man, it's been so busy lately. I'm just like trying to do 2 things at once. It's nuts. Welcome back to Nunchakutricks. I'm hungry, I'm eating, I'm recording, trying to get things done in the time. I'm gonna record a video before I get done, before the end of this week, because I got a gig next week and there's a lot to do. It's gonna be really cool. I'm gonna go down to Nashville for a little bit and spin for an amazing artist named Helen Michelle. It's gonna be awesome. He's spinning lots of fire, so that's exactly where I feel at home. So if you ever have food and it doesn't break a lot, you can practice your eating and nunchaku skills right here. Boom, boom, boom. Awesome. Really good stuff. Boom. Wow. Oh yeah. Oh shoot. It's on now. And he's spinning bananas. Oh damn, I dropped it. Well, I guess we should go straight to techniques. I'm using a brand new chuck. Thank you, Robert Manley. Look at these things. These are amazing. It looks like he did this really awesome paracord job on it. Robert Manley's big time fan of nunchucks, and he sent me these in the style of my favorite colors, which is yellow and black. Those are bumblebees. So I thought I would, in honor of this awesome gift, I thought I would actually teach this class with the bumblebees. It does feel a little different, and I haven't spun it that much because he told me that it hasn't been ready for my style. So I'm trying not to break it. So I'm going to be kind of nice with it. I'm going to show you a couple techniques though before I go, because I may be a bit busy next week. So first technique, let's just jump right into it. Usually I have you hold up high. I'm going to actually have you hold it low, on the low part of the nunchuck. And all we're going to do is we're going to put it in our right hand and we're just going to swing it. Kind of like if we're just walking and we're having a good day and we're like, yeah, awesome, right? So your hand's coming up. Now as soon as we reach about 9 o'clock, what's going to happen is we're going to use this part of our finger, like the side of our pointer finger, and we're going to lift up our thumb, we're going to flick it up, and here's what it's going to look like. Flick, catch. Now as soon as you flick it up, what's going to happen is, as you flick it up, it's going to actually reverse the direction that it's going, and the opposite side of the chuck should actually slip right into your hand as soon as you release. So basically, in slow motion, I'm going to use my other hand to demonstrate what gravity can't do if I do it in normal motion. I'll even make slow motion sounds. Flip, wah, wah, wah. Hand is open, grab right there. Really easy, really cool, nice little simple trick. Thank you, fate. So again, we pull it up to this. We're going to take it to the side of our finger. We're going to lift up our thumbs. We're going to flick it up. As soon as we flick it up, our palms are going to turn the other direction and wait for this to fly into our hands. And I'll never say a move is easy again. Oh, I must do this 100 times, but I'll do that later. I'm going to do it 100 times now that I dropped it. All right, so that is the one. We're going to call that the reverse flick. Boom, like that, okay? Another thing we can do with the nunchuck is we can stall a nunchuck. So we're going to work on just taking the nunchuck and completely stopping it in motion. So bam, bam, we're going fast and furious, and all of a sudden, shoop, we just stop it. Now why would you stop it? Well, I'll explain to you in a second. To get a really good stall is actually not the easiest thing when you first start. So that's why I want to teach it to you, because a stall, you can always get the nunchuck to stop, but if you stop it wrong, it's going to be wobbling and bouncing, and that doesn't really look good. That's kind of like if you're playing that game of freeze, and you're like, freeze, and you're like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I'm kind of goofy today. Oh look, new nunchucks. Alright, let's go to Super Brights. I found these on the ground. Bam, my Super Brights are back. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take it in the nunchuck in our right hand, we're going to spin it counterclockwise like so. As soon as it hits, actually a little past 12, probably like 11 o'clock. As soon as it hits 11 o'clock, our hand is going to start following the direction of the nunchuck. Now the trick to the move is as we're spinning it, our hand's going to chase it, and we're actually trying to take this nunchuck
and chase it to the point where it's completely vertical from this nunchuck. That will stop the momentum. If we don't do it right, like if we put it off to the side, it's gonna look kind of sloppy or off. Like even if you did stall it like this, it doesn't quite look very good. But if you follow it all the way through, shoop, shoop, shoop. You gotta make those sound effects too. If you follow it all the way through, what should happen is it should stop, at least fairly quickly. But essentially all you have to think of is your hand moves into a U, and then you can actually feel like a snapping point where it could stop. Stop. Now let's say you stall a nunchuck. Well, what do you do after you stall a nunchuck? Well, there's a lot of things you can do. I mean, you have your free hand. You can take it underneath your bicep and flip it back. Or one thing I like to do is throw in a kick or a knee. Boom. Anytime you stall the nunchuck, there's lots of things you can do. If this was a lighter nunchuck, I've hit it before, like, well, bam, and hit it, but I'm not gonna hit these because these are really expensive. You can either smack it back in direction, or you can do this really cool move where you have to stall in an underhand grip. So instead of being in an overhand grip, let's say we do a front to back, and then we're doing whatever rotations we want to be honest, it doesn't really matter. Essentially, you just wanna be in an underhand grip right now. And by the way, I'm just kind of winging this whole class as we go along. So I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah, let's add this too. So this may be a little less structured, but it is a class. So same concept, we're spinning it counterclockwise, we're in underhand grip. Stop right there, right? Now watch what happens. As soon as we stop it, if we rip our hand, I'm gonna grab onto this again, because once again, we need gravity. If we pull down fast enough, I should be able to open my hand and grab the bottom part to pull it out. So, boom, boom, stop. Boom, grab it. It's the same thing as we do this up stall too. Oh man, we're gonna get into up stalls too. So let's go ahead and get into up stalls then as well. So you remember this is the down stall, right? So if we're spinning clockwise, once we get to 11 o'clock, we pull it and we snap the nunchuck upwards. This will allow us to, bam, hit it into some sort of motion. Or if we're holding it underhand grip, we can give it like a little bit of a tug up and grab it. That'll actually be better. Now if you go the opposite way, this is a little bit harder. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna spin in counterclockwise motion with the right hand, because that is just the way that we always do it. I'm gonna show you something. What you're gonna wanna do to get a good stall with the nunchuck is to actually whip it down and back up into the same U. Now, I'm probably going off the camera, and that's totally okay. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm slashing down and then I'm leading with my thumb up. So my thumb is leading the charge in this stall, right there. So clockwise, whip it down and back up. Now where do we whip it? We're gonna say as soon as it's to the outside, which is 3 o'clock. As soon as it's right here, we're gonna take our hand, we're gonna pull it down, we're gonna rip it up like a U, and then we're gonna stop as soon as we get done as soon as it starts to go just straight upwards, we stop pushing it. So here and up. See if you can do this stall. Whoosh, straight up. So spin, get ready, rip it down and straight up. Now I don't have a perfect stall with this one either. But essentially, as you go up, the straighter you keep your hand in the nunchuck, the straighter the stall will look. Boom. Now what are you gonna do with this one? Is this the exact same thing. Once you have it all the way up to the top and this hand is not actually touching, I'm just becoming gravity again. Here, and we can actually exchange hands right there. We can exchange sides, I'm sorry. Same hand, exchange side. So we rip it up here, and while it's stalling in the air, our hand can actually select and grab the top part. So it looks like this. Stall, grab. Again, stall, grab. One more time. Stall, grab. It's kind of cool, you know? So we have this upward motion here. If you can't get this within like 30 minutes, don't worry, upward stalls are not easy. I just make it look easy because I've practiced it a lot. And I usually do it with poi, I don't usually do it with nunchucks. But the one advantage you can have with an upward stall with the nunchuck is you can grab the other end. So one more time, we're spinning, once we get to the outside, we shoot it down, whoosh, and come back up. So it's definitely like you're making the letter U. But it's as soon as we stop the curve and it just starts to go straight up that we stop pushing it forward. Right there. And once we get to that point, we just let our hand grab the top. So here, stall, grab. Another thing we can do, one more thing I want to show you. And these are all just kind of fun tricks. We're going to do the stall, but we're gonna catch it with our other hand this time. So you might even be able to get away with this by not even, like, as long as you grab it. Essentially, anytime you have two hands on one on both sides of the chucks, it's quite simple. All you have to do actually is once you do this upward stall, grab it with the other hand. So your other hand grabs it, whoosh, grab, very simple. This hand opens and it drops to the other hand. So stall, bump. Now, of course, there's like all different kinds of like variations that we can get into later with other fun stalls, but hey, you know, I just was eating a banana and thought I should record, so I did. Have fun with that one.
What's up? I'm hungry.